Rethinking patriotism, a look at how Gen Zers are becoming more patriotic at the same time reshaping America under President Donald Trump's leadership. Joining us now is Campus Reform reporter Emily Sturge. Thank you so much for joining us. We're always happy to hear from young people because, you know, you are the future technically. So let's talk about Donald Trump and this renewed sense of patriotism. We started to see it during the election when young people overwhelmingly, in some cases, in some branches, actually went for Donald Trump. It doesn't seem to be slowing down. So what are you seeing from your perspective in terms of this sense of patriotism, a vision of America under President Donald Trump?
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. So I'm on the ground talking to members of Generation Z every single day as a reporter for the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform. And just within the last week, I've talked to dozens of my peers, members of my generation, and I've asked them their thoughts. Are they seeing a resurgence in patriotism? And I've seen so much excitement, so much energy from my peers saying that they are excited. They feel more confident with this administration in office, and that's actually translating to patriotism. I see a lot of optimism among my peers about the economy, about reviving the American dream. They want this administration to work on housing affordability, to make it better for my generation, to put more money in our wallets, make it easier for us to buy homes and start families. So I see a lot of hope among young people.
I was about to say that because it sounds like that's what you're saying here. They're connecting this patriotism with hope and actually believing once again in the American dream.
Absolutely, that's what's happening here. And a CBS poll from earlier this year surveyed all of the generations and found that out of everybody, it was actually young people. It was actually Generation Z who had the most optimism in this administration. Gen Z is very hopeful. 67% of 18 to 29-year-olds said that they had hope under this administration when it comes to things like the economy and making that American dream more affordable.
You know, you talk about that CBS poll. I think there was a Daily Mail poll that came out as well, basically saying that it came out in March that found that sky-high approval ratings for Trump around 56% for people ages 18 to 29. And what was so interesting about that poll is that it was actually higher than it was like 2 weeks prior. So it was actually gaining speed. Why do you think that is? It seems to be growing. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're hearing from folks?
You know, it has remained extremely impressive. Donald Trump's approval rating while in office, I continue to be impressed. It seems to grow. It seems to remain very high. And another thing I want to talk about that's hard evidence of this surge in patriotism is the military recruitment boom. We've seen so many young people so excited to serve this country under this new commander-in-chief. And just within the month after Donald Trump was elected in November, just within the next month, we saw 10,000 new recruits in the Army. And I talked to one young man who said that he plans to join the Army when it makes sense for his life, but he wants to under this commander-in-chief. And I asked him why, and he said, peace through strength. He said that this is a commander-in-chief that he believes will keep the military safe, and he's proud. He wants to fight for a country that he has pride in, and now he feels like it's a good time to do so.
So what you're saying is that President Trump is really connecting with these young people. Do you think it started with his push when he was running on social media? What do you think it is?
Certainly. I think President Trump's initiatives, the new media initiative of his team, going to McDonald's, serving Americans, going to UFC fights, driving that garbage truck, all of those iconic campaign moments really went viral on social media. And young people like myself, we had a lot of fun. We enjoyed seeing the president go out and talk to the American people and go out into those spaces around the country. It made us excited. It was like the national news on social media that many young people were talking about were those iconic social media moments. And I think that way the president was really able to resonate with young people.
Well, we have run out of time, but thank you so much, Campus Reform reporter Emily Sturge. Thank you, and have a good 4th of July.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.